Right, welcome back to Satisfactory. And, well, what were we doing? We were able to fly. We were looking at leading edge production, which requires 50 big frames. That's the new ones. 100 supercomputers, which, well, we can check on our progress. We are only making supercomputers fairly slowly, but we are doubling their production. So yes, we're churning out 2 of those per minute. We have 18. Okay. Yeah, I think we just plundered those for something else. So that's going to take a while to get 100 of those. 50 minutes, in fact, if we're doing 2 per minute. So that tells us something about how long we're going to take. Now, we did, however, unlock nuclear power. And we know where some uranium is already. So what else do we need for nuclear power plants? Oh, we need 10 supercomputers for that. And then produces nuclear waste, which is extracted via conveyor belt output. How are you supposed to get rid of the nuclear waste? You know what? Maybe we leave that for now. We might want to just do a bit more geothermal instead. Because our power is not too much of a problem right now. Our max consumption is indeed over our maximum capacity, so that's a bit of an issue, potentially. But we're not using everything right now. Where's our high-speed connectors? We need them in multiples of 25. They are being produced by you, I think. Yes, and then you're going into this. We do not have any backlog of those, because they're presumably just sitting in here. Okay, so we have 100 of them. And how many are we making? We're making 2 per minute. How many did we need? I wish the hover pack moved slightly faster, or you can boost. We need 1.5 per minute, yeah, so... Oh, we weren't sprinting, that's why. I thought it felt slow. That's right, when you load in, you don't sprint. I have it set to just always sprint otherwise. Right. We know where there's some geothermal. See, I titled this episode around nuclear, but I've already pretty much decided that that's not what I'm going to do. Simply because I don't want to have to deal with nuclear waste right now, and I don't feel that I need to right now. I haven't even exhausted, like, fuel and stuff like that yet. So, yeah. How are you going? You have run out of automated wiring. Oh, that's intentional, that's right. Yes, we're on the next step of this, so this is now producing all of this. You're out of automated wiring, which means we're actually finished with the adaptive control units. Excellent. Well, for now, there's not really anything for you to do, I don't think, interestingly. In lieu of that, I think we actually take those out for now. Maybe you go back to having crystal oscillators being selected for now. And let's go dispense. So you've got Somas loops in there. Let's dispense some other Somas loops into just assemblers. I'm thinking high-speed connectors, for one. I think we want some more of those. Because that's what we wanted for these. So that'll actually start to back up. Yeah, there's some on the conveyor belt now, so that's good. We'll leave that be. So we also need to investigate nitrogen, and we need to not zoom out so far. Water, okay. Water. Where was nitrogen? Up here, here we go. Nitrogen gas. Okay, and then we need like gas extractor and some way to harness that. We can at least do what we've done with sulfur and just have it stashed. So it's doing something for when we need it. And then we've got the geothermal up here. There's 3 pure geysers up there. And there's another pure there. And I think... Oh, we need to put a radio tower over here. Radar tower over there. Can we make another radar tower right now? Yes. Yes, we just can. Cool. So based on these radar towers, okay, the edge is just after the SAM. This radar tower, the edge is just after, it's really hard to see, but just down here. So with that being the case, I think actually just sticking it on that island pretty much, where the geyser is probably fine. We can actually delete, like remove some of these markers as well. Especially the ones that are close to base. I guess the idea is that sort of waypoints, but not very necessary ones anymore. Bit of map cleanup. We also just need to spread power lines, and then we can just hover everywhere in order to explore now, which is kind of handy. Let's go build a radar tower. We also need to investigate more to find more Somas loops, because even here in this range there's 4 more. In this range there's tons. 12, yeah. So we need to go hunting a little bit more. Because we've kind of covered off most places. We didn't really explore up this way though. The other side of the chasm there. We haven't really been up there. And now it's so much easier than ever to explore. As long as we stay near power lines. And that's a bit of a problem. If I remember rightly, we've got power lines that stretch all the way up here. And then all the way over to the existing geothermal for a start. There's actually a bit of mist hanging around. That's nice. I never noticed that before. There's a slug over there. I don't know if I've really explored over this direction exhaustively. So maybe we can find some Somas loops around. More slugs. What do we got here? Iron looks like. Okay, this big poison section, often there's things in amongst poison. Not this time though, it seems. Yeah, it's just poison for the sake of poison. There's a yellow slug, but it's not really a good reason to have a bunch of poison plants. Copper. Oh, we just made it that we can do a lap around to our iron at least. Can it string all the way? It can. Okay, cool. Alright, well, we've now got a loop. No Somas loops over this direction that I could see. Why does it seem so dark? My graphic settings changed or something? I feel like I need the gamma increased or something. Can't turn bloom off in this game, I don't think. This is a much nicer way of being able to scout, that's for sure. Without just having to zipline everywhere. So here's our coal, here's our sulfur, which we have. This will be full, right? This will have stopped. Yeah, it's all yellow. Because the idea is that this is sulfuric acid, it comes in here, and we don't have any empty canisters available. We've never even given it any empty canisters at all. Okay, never mind, we've just got acid packed up. I have no use for it yet, so I kind of don't care. So that's just there, but it's dormant. Well, here's the geothermals. And then we want to head down to the lake. And previously we had gone over here, kind of retracing our steps at this point. Some glowing mushrooms. Here we go. There's the power lines. Finding our way down towards the lake. So let's stretch you over here. I don't necessarily want to put it on top of this though. We're also intending to have a geothermal plant in the middle. Maybe let's just go around here first. Oh, there's a immersive sphere right at the end. Alright. And we probably want to build some foundations for the radar tower as well. So, do we have any blueprints again? I can't remember. I don't think I actually have made a blueprint thing at all, have I? I don't think I've bothered.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
Good for you. Kyuko weaving, or... I'm gonna guess I need a 2x2. Radar tower. Ah, don't even need a 2x2, it probably fits on a 1x1 actually. Yeah, looks like it. Alright. Why do I always forget what it is to deconstruct? F, there we go. Because it's stupid, that's why. Why F? Anyway. I should really make this... one should be power line, not power pole. Because I'm almost always stringing up power line. I'm almost always stringing up power lines. Okay, we'll grab the Mercer. Why not? No exposition. And we want to place down a geothermal. We could string it up directly. We can just place it down. We've got... Oh no, we don't have the high-speed connectors, that's right. We can probably make some of those myself, though. We would need just a workbench. Let's see. Do I have one? Ah, only 16. Ah. I need more quick wire. Okay. Never mind then. Came all this way and I forgot to actually grab the materials I needed. But we have the radar tower now. So there's only 4 soma sloops in this area, interestingly. But we've scouted a little bit further away, which is nice. Probably could have gone on here, actually, as well. What's the overlap with this one like? Ooh, quite a large overlap, but that can't be helped. That just means we need to move this one further north. What else have we got over here? More nitrogen. And a bunch of other stuff. Some more coal and sulfur. Anytime I see coal and sulfur next to each other, it's kind of handy because it means that I can, if I want, do the compacted coal, which is more powerful. I mean, if I just dedicate myself to doing that, then I'm going to be able to deal with my power needs very quickly, ultimately. Where does my power lines go from here? I should probably just extend them around, to be honest. Ah, I can't quite reach up there. Well, let's just do it over to this part of the beach here. Oh, there's some oil. Over here, because yeah, we went all the way around and all the way up there. Let's just complete the lap. So, at any point, I can just fly around. So that's fine. So there's another 4 soma sloops in this area. Interesting. And there was a wreck as well. It's the other interesting thing. There's a cave. And a soma sloop. Alright, well, we found one. 1 out of 4. Oh, there's some stingers in here. Okay. Well, unless they can shoot.
Time for a new Molly.
Yes, actually. This might be a strange question, but it could give me invaluable insight. What, according to you, is the shape of our universe?
It is a donut within a void within a donut within a void within a donut within a shallows, which is a ball of string wrapped around itself to contain infinite deep within the inside-out string with windows and doors and a limitless body subdividing to the one resonance.
Sounds convincing.
I should have waited with this question.
Also donuts. I hear ringing, but I think it's just a power slug. There's one above me. Excellent. Okay, well, it's 1 soma sloop. I need 4 again to be useful so that I can supercharge multiple things. Because basically I want to be able to overclock the, or Somas loop, the supercomputers and the high-speed connectors and the other production. So I have a lot of ambitions on doubling things. We got as far as that, and we probably ran out of explosives. Or just started encountering way too much radiation. And just had to call it. Let's just put this power line going right through the poison. Because we can just fly over it now. Okay, yeah, here's some uranium though. And here's a big blocker to progress. There's something in here, probably just, oh yeah, it's a purple power slug. I can see the light going into it. I mean, I guess we can expose it. How many have we have? 20, okay. Not quite as conclusive as I wanted. We chuck this one down here, and might get that plant too. Yes, it did, good. And similarly, maybe here? Too far away. Okay, well I can get to the slug now. Yeah, sometimes these rocks just don't want to disappear. That's the other annoying thing. Okay, well. So we can get to the slug when we want to, but I don't really care. Oh, we can reach over here. Cool. Can we reach up to the top? No. Okay. So what we probably want to do is go here to this side instead. Is this not long enough? Good, because I want to just go top to top if I can. There's the sulfur, right, so there's sulfur there, coal there. Okay. So, if we wanted to, we could just build a bunch of foundations and have both of those hooked up. There's nitrogen down there as well, interestingly. This is so far away from everything else, though. We don't want to do anything major. But we could just do power. Because why not? Alright, and then you... The problem is that power lines are too short. At some point we might actually want to do a pylon. Ah, Somas loop. Okay, can I get... No, I won't be able to get to that without being poisoned. Let's get rid of this one then. And probably this little one here as well. And maybe this big one over here. And why not? And Happy Independence Day. Cool. There's still one over the far side there, but... Cool, so that's 2. And at this point here, so power tower with platform, because we never build them without a platform, generally. We plonk that over where the Somas loop was, and then connect you up to there, then connect you across here. It's kind of pointless though, because we can't actually get power from the pylon itself. We'll just stick that there and see what happens. But I don't think we've got enough to last. Which means that we want to be able to zipline if we run out of power. Ooh, that was close. That could have been deadly. And now we have power again. Which means we can just hover around without having to deal with these idiots. Packaged liquid biofuel, okay, interesting. Aluminiums, this is quite a high-tech wreck then. Where's the drop pod? There, okay. Heavy modular frame. What do you need? Nothing, okay. It's weird that the higher tech wrecks often just don't need anything. It's kind of wild. You'd expect that I'd need more complicated things to open. I kind of like that they don't, because it's a bit silly if they did, but it's kind of how it works a lot of the time. Now let's actually mine some loose coal, because then I can make more explosives if I also mine some loose sulfur. Quite a lot from those. So from here we now want to translate this to a standard power pole again, to go back down the hillside. Okay, and there's the way through there. That can go up there. It's clipping. I don't like that. I mean, is this really necessary? I could just blast through there. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. How about we do that down to there instead? Yeah, it's better. Get rid of this one. Now, do we want some sulfur? And do we want to actually hook up some mines here so that we can have some power production? Is that too much work right now? Well, we'll need some portable miners. Also, first, let's just build a MAM, because we have a hard drive, and we can just scan it. So, why not? So we'll do that. And now we need an equipment workshop. There's a lot of creatures around here that I don't like. Portable miner. Let's make a couple of these. Let's make 4, in fact. I haven't even looked at the rarity of these things. Okay, what's the rarity? Pure? Okay. And the sulfur? Is it also pure? That would be good. It is. Ooh, okay. Okay, then. I don't know where I'm going to put power plants, but I can at the very least just make some compacted coal, and a lot of it. So if we do miner Mark II, then that is a lot of production from each of these. Like, it's default, what, 240? We could just cover this whole area in foundations, just for fun. You know, we are at the edge of the world anyway, so we can be a bit ridiculous, and it doesn't really matter. We can just see if we can find the boundary of the world map. That could be fun. Why not? We'll train the coal going up this way. So, as is tradition, we'll have a buffer. Yeah, 240 per minute without even being overclocked. That's insane. And we can just scale it up. So if it was 240 per minute... Okay, well, 480. That's good. So let's just do that. Just on the idea that we could overclock it. And then we just have it coming up here. Because then we've got this one here. We're not doing nuclear, after all. At least not now. That's a weird shape. Yes, we can do. And then compacted coal would be in an assembler, presumably. So let's just do assembler there. So what would we have here? Compacted coal. How? So 25 per minute. Okay, so we would need a lot of assemblers to deal with all of that. Okay. Even if we double supercharge it, so now it's 50, 50 and 50. 50-50 to make 50. And yeah, 240, potentially up to 480. But the idea is that we can tune it. So currently at 240, but if we just do 200, for example, then we just need 4 assemblers, all double overclocked. So here we need to split everything a lot of different ways. Okay, maybe at this point we don't have the assembler here. Now we start building out some foundations, I think. And we just have it go from here. Maybe have it go out like that for now. And then we're just going to have a big hovering panel of things. Let's make it 5 wide to start with. I don't know if that'll be enough. Let's give myself some power as well. Cool. So I don't fall to my demise. So, we are going to need 4 assemblers minimum. That's awkward for splitting, because we can only split 3 ways. Maybe we go straight to 6. Because we can split and then split again. That could work. So then we would have... let's place the splitters and stuff down first. Because we would have a splitter from here. So we could just do that. Right, well, let's see how much more space we need first for that many assemblers. Let's put this slightly away from the center. Okay, and let's configure this now as well, because then we can just copy the configuration. So, do that. Because then we can just middle click. And it should put it down exactly the same. And then that one there. So it's easy enough to do 4. And then we just need another couple of foundations. There. Maybe one more, in fact. Probably one more. Oh no, good. Oh, that's pretty perfect, actually. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Ah, it copies them, but it doesn't copy their... I guess because I have to put these in anyway, so that's fair. Annoying, but fair. Finally, using our power slugs. So each of these is going to be like 40 megawatts. So we're going to have to just start them up slowly. But if we get it all hooked up, then we can worry about doing things differently later. Okay, so then we want to have splitter here, splitter there. Okay, so if we have off this bit here, we only need Mark 1s actually, because it's maximum 50 coming in. We do that to that level. And then we have, I just remembered I had these here. We can have a merger at, no, we don't want a merger, we want a splitter at this point here, right? Yeah, like that. Yeah, there we go. Like that. Oh yeah, these can actually just clip to the foundations, that's nice. Yeah, that's actually really good, because it means that then I can just bring this out here, and then put the splitter on there, and then just put this on square or straight mode to do that. Put these on default mode, just go. Reckons it's clipping? I don't see how. Whatever. Do that. Cool. So then the idea is this. So Mark 3, and then it just goes straight up there, right? I mean, we can do that first and then that there just for a little bit of simplicity. Oh, MAM's finished. That means I've spent 10 minutes doing this already. Oops. Oh, that was meant to be for the sulfur. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one it uses. That's fine. We have this facing the other way, I think. Let's have this going like this instead. That coming out there. And we need exactly the same thing replicated on this side as well. So we do maybe just as far as that. And then yeah, let's just do that up to here. And then what the hell are you? Because it went too far. Okay, we'll do that. It's kind of not quite straight. That's awkward. I know I shouldn't care about all of this. It really doesn't matter. I'm never going to come back here again, probably. Let's be honest. Let's just do that, and then that. That's closer to straight. Cool. Well, that's the coal sorted. So we can at the very least, like, fire up this guy. Let's just get the coal coming in. We should also fire up this guy and get the sulfur coming in. Let's just put power line and line here as well. Good. Now we need to have this coming, doing that, this doing that, this doing that. Have a splitter on top and have belt 1 and belt. Why are you clipping? If we run it from there into there instead. Yes. It's interesting the direction matters. Okay. And then out here we have this. There's always going to be some plants. It's almost the right height though. So if we now have another splitter here. And now what shape is this going to be? The power pole's going to screw it up probably. We can just do that. There we go. That's fine. Don't need to have perfectly straight lines or anything. Right, and that feeds everything in. So the next thing is we want to probably fire up at least one of these. Just to get some compacted coal being produced. We can upgrade that. We actually have some quick wire on us. For the first time in a long time, we've made a Mark II power pole. Okay, because then it can do 1, 2, 3, and it can pass across if we want it to. Alright. I can't remember what coal power plants take to actually build. I imagine we're going to need a lot more materials. I also forget how long they are. I think at least 3, and they're about 1.5. But we want these to probably consolidate back down again, at least half and half. And then have power plants going sideways, I think. So if we do that, let's go here. Okay, yeah, I'm going to run out of cable soon, so I'm going to have to go back to base anyway for those. Okay, we're going to have to push it out one more, I think. That's fine. Let's build it out like... I mean, it'd be nice to have a walkway going around it anyway, wouldn't it? Even though we're flying. So it really doesn't matter. The concrete's cheap. Also, there's an achievement to build 5,000 foundations, which I should try and get. I wish there was a fill mode. It's just like vertical default. And then zoop. I wish zoop was two-dimensional. Like, it would also go off and fill out a large area. Okay, well we've got enough to at least place one down though. So we want to have enough space in between for conveyor belts to run. Something like that. I think that's fine. And then we can just have a conveyor belt Mark 1 coming out of here, 2. And then a merger going that direction. And then you can go like that. And then another merger going that direction. We have Mark 1 going on there. Mark 2 going on there, because that's 100 coming that way. And then we need to have Mark 3 coming out here. Oh, we need water. God damn it, I forgot we need water. Is there any water around here? All the way over there? So we're going to have to pipe it all the way up here. Ugh, that's annoying. I completely forgot that I needed water as part of this. That's fine. I mean, we can have some fluid pumps for a change. There's another wreck down there. I should go get that as well. All of this and I forgot about the water. That's disappointing. Well, let's go from here down here. There's like a waterfall over there. Let's go down onto that platform here. From there, let's go up onto this mesa. It's got to be large enough for actually have a water collection is the other problem. Unless we just make the compacted coal here and then just... That'll be easier actually. We've got the compacted coal being produced. And then we want to actually take conveyor belts around, probably up and over the top and back, and then down this way. And follow over this way. Let's go peak to peak. Versosphere over here. Just zigzag our way up here. Okay. It's all just little rivers, which isn't going to be big enough to put a water extractor in until we get over here. Now, it's big enough. It's kind of a swampy area. It's dirty water, but we can still pump it. And then we can put our coal power plants over here, where it kind of suits the fact that it's filthy, to be honest. Yeah, it's just a swamp over here. Oh, I'm out of cable now. That's funny. Yeah, I'm out of cable. Completely out of cable. Oops. That happens. I do have some wire on me, though, so I can make more if I need to. We might actually be able to stick a water collector in this part of the stream here. It must be placed on deep water. Okay, so it's not considered deep water. And it's too small an area. I mean, the water looks pretty deep, but... it's just not a large enough area. Let's break this connection a bit. We'll leave the one up there, but let's get some... oh, ooh. Okay, I didn't realize I'd actually run out. Never mind. The idea is I want to place... there we go, thank you. Just in case this wreck needs power. Okay. Heavy modular frame heatsink. I don't think I know how to make a heatsink yet. What do you need? Repairs needed. 25 cooling systems. What? Okay. Well, I'm not opening you yet. That's crazy. That's kind of what I expected, though. Oh, there's a cave in here. That's just sulfur. Sulfur or limestone, not sure which. Alright, well I guess we leave that connected. And how many did it need? 25, so we should put a pin here. Rec cooling 25. Well, that was a long way to achieve not much, quite frankly. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. But such is the way of things. But hey, more supercomputers will have been built in my absence, there's that. And yeah, we have a compacted coal assembly line of sorts. Very useful at the moment, but yeah. The power generator, oh good, we get some cable back. That is not useful. Let's just deconstruct all of these. But we can connect these together. And then we could have these facing inwards, I guess. Because we want another merger around here. Let's do that. Get rid of these. Yeah, merger going out that way. And out that way. And yes, 1 to 1. 1 to 1. 2 there. 2 there. 3 there. 3 there. And then a 4 coming back this way. An industrial container, because why not? There we go. Which means we could have just had each one feed in to the top and bottom, but that's fine. So we've got some amount of compacted coal going in, and we're going to be taking that a long way away, I think. Because we want to take that all the way over to the swamplands. What's the meaning there's other sulfur and coal up here that I could have done instead? Can I make another radar tower? No. Need more crystal oscillators for that. And computers and cable. Alright, well, we need to go back to base, which is going to be a long slog, unfortunately. It's all the way over there, and we've got to follow our power lines to get there.